So I killed RuneScape's strangest boss for an hour, and in this video, I'll show you the extremely surprising results from just 1 hour of world hopping and farming drops. Trust me guys, I really didn't expect much from this boss, who's called the Deranged Archaeologist, and he's the only boss in the entire game to not drop a specific unique. I made so much more money than I expected, and I'll be showing all the drops I got at the end of the video, which is so surprising for just such an underwhelming boss. I am just extremely impressed, to say the least. So why did I come to this boss, then, if it has no uniques? Well, it's because we're farming crystal keys for a massive opening of the Elven chest in Profundus, which will be actually for our next video. As an Iron Man, these keys are very uncommon to stack in high quantities, and it's taken me a long time to get 100 keys. Most of these keys that I've obtained have come from Slayer, and once I had 92 keys, I decided to just knock out the remaining at the Deranged Archaeologist on Fossil Island. So for those who don't know, these crystal keys can be enhanced to open the Elven Crystal chest in Profundus, which was recently buffed by Jagex to give better rewards such as higher shards. This chest also has one of the craziest drops in the game, that being an uncut onyx at a 1 in 10,000 drop rate per opening. I'm curious to see the results from opening 100 of these chests. And I also want to mention that these also drop the rare Dragonstone armor. And while this armor isn't very useful, it is a collection log slot, so I would love to get a piece here. So if you're curious to see what I get, please subscribe now, as I will be releasing the enhanced crystal key video very, very soon, and you will not want to miss it. So guys, back to this boss. This boss notably drops black dragonhide bodies and runite limbs for the rune crossbow, which is primarily the reason that people would come here. This boss also drops onyx bolt tips, and I have 99 mage, so if you are coming here with a lower mage level, I would just expect to see less profit if your mage is lower. And let's actually just take a look at the entire drop table. I'm going to put it on the screen now, so feel free to just browse through it. I think that this boss is pretty good for lower levels who are getting into bossing for their first time, who want to just be able to make some decent profit, maybe train their mage up a little bit. You can come here pretty early in the game with Ivan's staff and still slap this guy around. But just know your kills will be slower if you're using Ivan's staff compared to a trident. Iron Man will also benefit from this boss, from the black d'hide drops, the alkabols, and the runite limbs for any iron who's maybe too scared to go into the wilderness, if you're a hardcore, or if you just don't want to get your rune crossbow at the crazy archaeologist. But do keep in mind that typically one would get their rune crossbow at the crazy archaeologist, opposed to the deranged archaeologist, which we're hitting up in this video. Anyways, killing this boss is just so easy. All you have to do is pray range and wait until he says the dialogue, "Learn to read." Once you see him shout, "Learn to read," all you do is run a few tiles away and avoid the explosions. It's really that simple. So I was able to stay here for the entire hour without banking, which I think is another benefit of this boss. It is very low intensity. You really don't have to pay too much attention. Just make sure you don't get hit for the Learn to Read special attack. So, there are a few lucky moments for me in this video, and here's the total loot that we made in this hour. And as you can see, we were so close to making 1 million GP. And I think if I had just paid more attention, made less mistakes, and world hopped a bit quicker, we could have made over 1 million in this short amount of time, which honestly, you guys, is just so surprising. I never expected to make this much here while farming for crystal keys. We also got a ton of fossils, which we can then turn into the Varrock Museum for some XP lamps. Overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to sub for the upcoming video for the opening of the Elven chests with the 100 enhanced crystal keys. And hopefully we do hit that onyx, but I'm curious to see how many shards we can get with the opening of the crystal chest, as again, this chest was recently buffed. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.